AskReddit by deleted. Americans unhappy with the current state of affairs. Would you consider moving elsewhere if you had the chance? Why or why not? I'd move, but not to escape the political affairs. I really want to spend some time living in, not just visiting, other cultures, and hopefully learning a new language or two. This is pretty much the best reason to move. I have lived abroad and typically the expats running away from us issues are the unhappiest overseas. Whatever type of person you are in the US, give it time and you will resort back to that overseas lol. No, despite all the problems, we also have a lot of positives. Other places have their own problems too. My family and friends are here. I like my life. I also think people are connected to their home, no matter where they are. I live in frigid Canada and people ask why I don't move. All my family and friends are here, my dreams and aspirations, and I consider the weather normal. People just live where they live. Nope, going to stay here and fight it out. Also, almost all of the same issues in the US, housing crises, inflation, etc., are worse at most countries the average Redditor swoons over. Nope. Everywhere has issues and I love it here. This is the part most people don't get. Every country has problems. There is no utopia. America on the whole, despite its many shortcomings, is easily in the top 5% of places to live. I've been to something like 70-80 countries at this point, and while I love many individual things about many of those places, none of them have a total package that even approaches what we have here. There is absolutely a reason why so many thousands of people risk their lives each year to cross the US border, and it's not because we're a failing empire. A different country? No way. Other countries are great, but I would miss too many things to make a permanent move. Same. I would love more money to travel, but I love the US way too much. There is so much diversity and art and culture in this country, and no other place compares. I would move abroad for the experience, but not because I think the US is bad. I think our brightest days are ahead. Until your username causes a war with fucking Italy. Yeah, we could take them, but pretty bad for NATO. No, and I say this as someone who does have the ability to move to other countries. This is my country and I love it. I love the people, the culture, and the lifestyle I have here despite the big problems. All my friends and family are here and I have no desire to leave them. We absolutely have problems, but so do all countries, and I'd rather fight to fix the country I love than go somewhere else. I would, but only after my parents pass away and don't need my help anymore. This is my answer to it's prevented me from making a decent living in my career, but they've helped me out and done so much in my life that I can't abandon them when they need me the most. I've traveled all over the world and America really is the best country to live in as a non-native. I'm sure there are examples of it being better to be a German living in Germany, but unless you are born and raised somewhere, it is likely the state of living isn't that great. America is great for anyone and everyone. Perfect? Not at all. But it's an amazing country with infinite opportunities for people to flourish. People shit on the American immigration system all the time but rarely put it into perspective that many other countries have way stricter immigration systems. I moved. I am an army vet who served in Iraq. I moved to Europe and never looked back. I have been here 30 years and the difference is astounding. 6 weeks paid holiday. Free healthcare, dental and veterinary. Free medicine for prescriptions. Free university. My daughter is a medical student and son studying chemistry. My wife had 3 years for each child paid maternity leave. There are so many more differences, it is shocking. Whenever I mention it I get some stupid replies about how taxes are higher or whatever. It is not. Not even close. The only thing that is more expensive is fuel costs. I can live with that. Where in Europe can you get free veterinary care? I briefly looked into the process of what it would take to move to Canada. but it would make more sense to move to a state or city that aligns with my ideology than to change countries. Also, I kind of feel like if I leave my state region, I'm just doing it to insulate myself and would no longer have any real ability to influence positive change. Canada is a shithole RN bro mayo. Nah. Too much of my identity is rooted in Black American culture. I could never be happy long term without my community. My black pal, incredibly successful in the arts so travels a lot, says the UK is more racist than the US because in the US it's at least out in the open like kapow hey I'm a massive racist. I couldn't fathom this given the history and present race stuff in the US, but then I'm a white boy. Is this part of your consideration? I could move. I don't want to. Already left. Moved to my wife's country. Never been happier. Walkable cities and lower cost of living are a huge burden off my back. Though I know I'm speaking from a place of privilege too. Deleted. Yes. But I'm in my 40s, and stable. I'm also a parent, and would like to give that option to my kids if they need it. I think times will be much worse in the future, and they'd benefit more with me helping them leave versus trying to get us all out of here. No way. As someone that has spent time, 4 years total, in over 25 countries outside the USA, I can confidently say I really like living here. Yeah, there are problems, but I've never been to a country without any problems. But the thing a lot of Redditors seem to ignore is that the USA varies from state to state by a lot. So if I had a problem with where I was living to the point I wanted to leave, I'd definitely give a bunch of the other states a shot before leaving the country. Nope, not interested in leaving. This is my country. Absolutely, but it's difficult to get out. Immigration is not easy. You mean other countries have strict immigration policies? Nope. Even with its warts, there's a reason millions of people are trying to immigrate to the US for more opportunities. People that call the US a third world country with a Gucci belt have probably never lived in a third world country. Right? Being deployed in the army you really get to see what a third world country looks like lol. The audacity to call America a third world country is actually insane given one state of ours typically has a higher GDP than most countries. Edit. IDK if you remember back around 2014 when the US dropped the Moab in northern Afghanistan. CNN was reporting that it blew out windows and electricity in the surrounding 10 miles. Me and my buddies got the biggest kick out of it because they have absolutely neither of those things there. Deleted. USA will still tax you even if you move to another country. I feel like not many people know this. Depends on the chance. Since it would in all likelihood come with a massive pay cut that'd push my retirement by over a decade, I won't be interested for a while. Not super tempting to move away from friends and family and large amounts of income, for me. Once I don't need to earn income, sure I plan to consider it. I like a walkable city. I don't know. When I was a teenager I thought I definitely wanted to move to a different country. Now that I've traveled, I don't know. I love the places I visited. I'd love to live in lots of places temporarily. But this dumpster fire is my home. It's the only place that really feels like home. And there's a lot about America I love. I love that I live in a place where I can go a little bit one way and feel like I'm in a totally different place. That our cities are diverse and I can enjoy cultures and food from all over the world. I love that I can hear so many different languages and music on an otherwise boring day. And although there's a lot of assholes, I love how us Americans love to smile and engage in some silly small talk like we're neighbors and not strangers. Unfortunately, I am unsure of my future here as a trans American. I'd rather not leave for my safety and health, and I don't necessarily believe it will come to that, but who knows. Just move to a blue state my friend, we got you. Everywhere else is just as bad as a take. You'll see a lot on this post that's not true. You can literally look up statistics, from life expectancy to worker protections to environmental protections to food safety and beyond. The nihilistic take of everywhere is equally bad is just a coping mechanism, and it's fundamentally detached from reality. Those are important and things that certainly need improvement. I moved to Ireland for a while and eventually came back. Europe has stronger safety nets, but upward mobility is more difficult. America's strengths are in its diversity both in nature and its people. I also missed the positive, friendly, and encouraging attitudes in the US. Tell people you want to open a business in the UK and you'll be met with a bunch of naysayers and skepticism. In the States you'll find people eager to see you succeed. I'm not claiming the US is the greatest country for everyone, but the whole America bad that is so prevalent on Reddit typically comes people who never stepped outside their country. Would I not really? Why not? Because even with our issues, life is pretty damn good here, compared to elsewhere in the world. And because leaving doesn't fix anything, it hands victory to the troublemakers.